We are back. My next guest tonight, please welcome a very funny guy, Artie Lang.
Our next guest is one of the funniest guys there is. He eats devil dogs for breakfast and cigarettes for lunch. Hey, ladies, here he is, Artie Lang.
We're joined right now by a hilarious comedian. His latest project, the Artie Quitter podcast, is available through artiequitter.com. Please give a warm welcome to a good friend of the show. Here's Artie Lang, ladies and gentlemen.
Our next guest is a regular on the Howard Stern radio program and the author of this New York Times bestseller entitled Too Fat to Fish. Here he is, the very funny Artie Lang. Oh, Artie.
It always makes me laugh when I see Artie Lang on stage, knowing I'm going to outlive him.
A Jack Daniels swilling, pizza-eating, dog-hating, whore-using, cocaine-abusing, hairy-back, big-belly blowhard from New Jersey. The fat little bastard known as Artie Lang!
Bob, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. There's no camera at all, right, Dan?
No.
Okay, we'll start. We're going to start, right? And Dom's there?
Yes.
Yeah,
Is Dom the only one there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Dan, when you can sit down, we'll get ready because I'm getting nervous.
Okay.
Artie Quitter Podcast, the great Reverend Bob Levy.
It's good to be here.
What'd you say?
It's good to be here, pal.
Well, wait, I didn't get done yet.
Okay.
I was going to introduce Dom, too.
Okay.
Come on,
Okay, my God, what an attitude. Hang on a second. All right, we'll do it again. Artie Quitter Podcast, and I'm here with the great Reverend Bob Levy. Bob, what happened?
I'm kidding.
I'm kidding, of course. One of my favorite guys in the whole world, honestly, is Bob Levy. I've known him for close to 20 years, and you talk about fun on and off the stage. Bob and I have had it every type of way, and he's a good man. He's made me a lot of money, and vice versa. I'd like to think he's with a kid who, when Bob first asked me to go on the road with him, was probably, I'm going to say, 3 or 4, right?
Yeah.
I mean, something like that. Because I met you, Bob, in 01.
Yes.
Something like that, and of course your son Dominic, a wonderful kid, was probably, man, what is 01? 16?
He was
2 and
2.
01.
Yeah.
Wow, 2 and 01, and I remember the night Dominic was conceived. Bob and I were in Phoenix.
And then we were in Chicago for his birthday, and I had to call from the back room of the club.
That was the best. I think that was my roast. Again, a great. You can tell Dominic comes from a line of funny people because he has a sense of humor. My roast got out of control. Bob, again, you realize the difference between that Stern shows now and then, and you realize that people were just. What are you doing? Dan, you have to look at that way.
No.
Why do you have to look at that?
I just want to make sure you didn't spill anything on it.
Oh, I'm sorry. You can tell me that. That's a very valid thing.
You guys
I pay for everything.
Again?
I pay. No, of course. Why would Dan pay for it? I pay for everything to start my own show, and we got top of the line equipment. Dan, I gave Dan $17,000, and he bought stuff for $2,000, I believe. So honestly, what was I talking about?
Bob's kid.
Bob's kid before
Chicago.
Before Dan.
His birthday.
Dan gently moved the leg and thought I wouldn't notice it. So Bob really put together amazing roasts at the Stern Show. And look, I've done roasts on every level. You know, it doesn't mean I was good at it. I was just invited. I had friends that were doing it. I did Friars Club roasts with just the Friars Club, not televised, at the Hilton and at the Friars. I did the Friars Club roasts when they were coupled with Comedy Central, and I did the first one I did on Comedy Central, and for the Friars was, of course, Hugh Hefner. That's my first one with a tuxedo, and that's show business, man. I did the Stern Show in the morning. I had a tuxedo in my duffel bag. I do Stern. I think Captain Lou Albano sent him for the news. And, of course, class day, I put my tux on in the men's room at K-Rock. And the black woman who loved James Brown, the cleaning woman, would come in, and she caught me in just my underwear.
Oh, God.
She said something like, I'm paraphrasing, but she said, "Oh, Madeline, I'm sorry. You got to go do the roast." I remember one time I walks in on Fred's a Roman. He was on way to roast Slappy White. I love Slappy with the glove. He put the black glove on, the white glove on, and said, "This is white people, this is black people." And his hands were each people. And then he put the people together, and he said, "I think they get together." And I used to do a bit. Of course, honestly, I did a bit off of that. I said, "You Slappy White would do a bit. I have a dream, people, of a black person and a white person getting together and killing a Puerto Rican."
Oh, God.
And of course, Slappy loved it. But no, it was a great day. I walk over to the Hilton with Sal, the stockbroker, Governor Alley, trying to pitch me jokes, and I roast Hugh Hefner. A legend. I have pictures of it. And at the time, I was dating a beautiful girl. Do you remember Denise? That was Denise was a half Colombian, half Sicilian. Oh my God, Colombian and Sicilian. She had the greatest Coke that was overpriced. Sicilians sold it to you. Colombians had the greatest. I'll hold for the laugh. But. And I walked over there, killed one of the best roasts I've ever had, the Hefner one. And of course, that was the one though where Gilbert told the Aristocrats joke. And I really felt like I was in showbiz. I did that roast. And then Comedy Central had a problem with the Friars Club business-wise. Who would have known? Jews and Jews. And Mr. Alterman, Mr. Alan King's on. You want to negotiate for the next 14 years? So they split. And then I do just Comedy Central. The next one I did was William Shatner. That was out in Los Angeles. Yeah. Just Comedy Central. And then Howard started doing them. Now, Howard was smart because he said, and I don't want any credit, but I said, Howard, if we do Howard Stern roast, because we went to Sirius and they could truly be uncensored, unlike Comedy Central, they were not, we could truly do them uncensored. You should hire Levy to just produce them and host them. And I did that just because I knew they'd be good. I wanted to help Bob, but I truly knew they'd be good. And Howard said that's a great idea. And he let explain how that happened, Bob. That's actually good for a fan of the show. How sort of did I know that part of it? But how did Howard just let you produce his roast from the beginning?
Well, I was going to do my own show.
We're out of time. No, go ahead. You were going to do it because what a perfect deal. You should have done them, and I pushed it the right way. But how did it happen?
No, that's actually how it happened. The show was supposed to go on 101, and then 2 days before the first roast.
Your own show, you mean, or?
Yeah, that on the Howard Stern show.
Right.
He said,
on the Howard Stern channel.
Go live. Right. Let's do it live. And I was like, fuck, man, this has never been done before. And
well, actually, it had been, but that's right, fine. You mean a live show?
But it was great.
I knew if you produced a live show, especially the roast, it's perfect. I mean, the world's meanest listener. It was just perfect,
Well, it was fun. I mean, we had a great time doing it and that shit. We had comedians up there, fucking, Colin up there.
Right, but I mean, he let you just produce those shows as the guy to do the roasts, and it was a perfect thing.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, we fucking went nuts. We fucking wanted to kill each other afterwards sometimes. But
you think so? I mean, I don't know. It was. I mean, a lot of people had a thick skin. But it was to me that couldn't have been a more perfect combination. And you hosted and produced a couple of the roasts that were as good as they got.
Yeah, certain ones I didn't want to do, but they didn't want to listen because they only wanted to hear the people that were on the show. And I knew that from, being a fan of the show and knowing the fans. And, nobody wanted to hear Andy Dick. Nobody wanted to hear Daniel Carver because you can't upset somebody like Daniel Carver.
Well, all the thing, you're right about that. Howard's instincts were always absolutely perfect. I never saw a guy who knew radio better. And the only time... It's funny you bring that up, and it goes to show how you knew your shit too, man. The only time, and I fell for it too. I was a guy who thought this would work, and it didn't. The only time Howard's instincts didn't totally work, but because he's so good on the radio, he spinned it to where it ended up being entertaining, was roasting an actual Ku Klux Klan member, was getting black guys, Jewish guys, and gay comics, and women and everything, and to roast a KKK guy. How perfect! Who is unwavering, like a KKK guy who's like, I'm coming and I'm right, you're wrong, and he wore that ridiculous outfit in 2004 or whatever it was, and just like bring it on. And you're right, Bob. You predicted, and I thought it would work. It's the only time Howard, I think, was even a little bit wrong about something, and you were right. It didn't work because he was just there going, I don't care what you say, you know.
He goes, look at it.
Right. You know, he would bring it right back. Well, here's the perfect thing. Also, but here's how. Again, Howard was touched by the radio gods. Can you imagine? Okay. The black comics, everybody leading up to the roast, like, okay, we finally got him, man, motherfucker. We're going to show you all stereotypes are not true. We're going to get you. One of the black comics, I'm not even a little bit kidding, guys. One of the black comics that Levy found and hired to roast a KKK guy was late because he got pulled over for a parking ticket and he had warrants out for his arrest. I'm going to let people laugh for 2 days. The guy, one of the black comics, the guy actually said, we're going to show you the stereotypes are not true. We're going to show you the stereotypes are not true. We can't start the roast. Howard's getting mad because one of the African-American comedians that Bob got was late. Why was he late? Because he got pulled over for a parking ticket. Okay, it could happen to anybody. But it took extra time because the cop ran his ticket, ran his license. He had warrants out for his arrest. I could not have laughed. I could not have laughed harder. And even Robin laughed. How great is that?
That's what it is. It's like, you know what I mean? You want me to get, and when they were getting mad at him.
Think of that.
You're trying to get mad at a guy that you cannot upset.
Oh, the KKK guy. No, okay, but he had the greatest line. When that happened, when Howard announced he had warrants out, very casually, like the outlaw Josie Wales, in that ridiculous KKK outfit with that ridiculous pointed sheet, he leaned into the mic and said, "Told you." That's all he said. Told you. I mean, what else can you say?
At the end of everybody,
that's a drop the mic moment.
Yeah, at the end of every black guy that went up there, they just got mad at him.
Well, a couple of them bombed.
Well, no.
And then Modi bombed. A Jewish gay guy bombed. A Jewish gay guy.
Yeah, I mean,
I gotta take a diabetic piss.
It was very hard to put together that show, and I knew it wasn't going to work because you can't offend the guy. Because at the end, he goes, "That was very funny, nigger." And, you know, what are you going to say? You know, I mean, you're not going to upset this guy. And at the end of the roast, you know what he said? "Bob, thanks for putting on the show for me. I had a great time." I mean, how are you going to offend a guy in the KKK? by having black people get mad at him. That's what he does. Dominic, your thoughts on that?
Dominic, what do you think of your father? He's such a funny guy. I mean, think of what we were a part of, you and your dad. You know, because I'll tell you what. People think, what happened, you're not there anymore. It's not our fault. As time goes on, it's clear Howard lost his mind. Something happened to Howard. I just feel, he was a guy I love. And I still love him. But he seems to have been brainwashed. I hear stories over there that, quite frankly, I'm not going to repeat a lot of them. I shared a very tame one with, supposedly someone told me that, Baba Booey got everybody together and said, if anybody talks to someone who used to work on the show, you're fired from here or something. And I don't know if that's definitely true, but I heard other ones. You know what, Bob? If you heard one, you could tell them wherever you want, but please not here because I don't. I'm being dead serious. I don't feel it's appropriate, and I do feel that they're telling stories about a guy who certainly had an ego, but not the guy I knew, And you're talking about Howard. You're talking about a guy whose brain worked at a level very, not many people, think like that guy. He is. Marketing-wise, comedically, if you're going to use the word genius in that context, to me, a lot of people, they call Woody Allen a genius, and Woody Allen's like, no, Einstein was a genius. The guy who figures out how to make a bridge.
No, the whole thing.
But it's odd that me and you were part of that whole great thing with the edgy comedy and, the days of Freddie and Jackie, and there was a brainwash situation going on there. I don't know what is going on.
No, even the genius thing with Andy Dick and Daniel Carver was the main thing that they wanted it done because it was getting press for us and we were just on Sirius, So it was getting us in the news.
Press for who?
For Howard.
No, I mean, Howard didn't need press at that point. I mean, press for you and me is one thing, but
no.
Howard, at that point, Howard didn't want press, really.
That Tim Sabian said we're doing it because
Tim wanted it. Howard didn't. Look, Howard was, by that point, Howard was like, I was friends with the guy. I mean, believe me, Howard wanted to do a favor for Sirius, certainly, but Howard had the iconic status already and the money in the bank.
Oh,
So it's like he certainly would help anybody he's in business with, but the people poking at him for press is, at some point he thought that might have been a little annoying, but he, at that point, he felt that. You hire a publicist to keep you out of shit, that type of thing, and that's what Spielberg did. But he loved the idea of the comedy of it, the idea of a black guy roasting a real KKK guy.
Yeah, it's not like, you know what I mean? People would say this can't be a real KKK guy. It really was.
No, it was as real as you get. No, and I got to tell you what, Howard, that's the thing. He would not have accepted a phony guy. It ruins the whole thing. It ruins the whole thing.
No, it was like, I mean, those first 2 years in Sirius was unbelievable. I mean, it was like I'd wake up in the morning and write bits. You know what I mean? I'd listen all day, and when I wasn't there.
And it's funny, we couldn't wait to not use them.
Well, that's true.
No, I'm kidding. No, of course. No, but listen, I had a great time as a comic. The first 4 years I was there. When it was a K-Rock. Getting that job was a lifetime dream for me. And then it started to go down a little bit because of the FCC. And I felt what Howard used to talk about as a fan. After that fucking Janet Jackson shit in the Super Bowl, after that gutter snipe Justin Timberlake somehow fucking affects my life. One of those fruits in 2 by base. What are the name? 2 by fruit, 2 by direction, whatever the fuck the name was. Dan, what was the name?
2 erections.
That Justin Timberlake's band was what the fuck is the name? Dan, you know it. It's above the guy who fucks your bed. The Step by Step, Boys to Men, not Boys to Men. You know what I'm talking about. In Sync. In Sync.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you. Dom, you didn't know In Sync?
I've heard of them, but
not you, Dom.
Dom, yeah, he fucking hates that shit.
I know. You can't be as talented as he is musically without hating him. Dom, your thoughts? Yeah. Let Dom speak. What are you doing? Give the kid a career. We're both going to be dead from liver failure in a year.
Go ahead.
Dom, what do you think about, give us a quick synopsis in a paragraph. Give us 140 characters or less. Give us a tweet on how you feel about a group like Boys to Men. No, what is it?
NSYNC.
NSYNC thing.
NSYNC.
They're terrible, and I hate them very much, and I wish terrible things upon them.
Okay, now if you use terrible with a T instead of a 2 instead of a T for the 140 characters, you can't. It's still too much. All right, try to give us a tweet. Try to give us that thought in a tweet. You're over by about 60 characters.
They suck. Hashtag. I don't know.
That was good.
I don't.
If you don't say I don't, are you going to say I don't know?
I don't know. I'm not good at Twitter at all, really much. I just kind of tweet, I hate this.
Well, stop. You're over. You're over. All right. Here's what's going to be a good exercise. Everything you say is tonight on the show is 140 characters or less. All right. You know what, Bob? With the ha-has, you're already over. Use an LMAO. Use an LMAO.
No, don't even do it the LMAO and that shit. Back on Twitter, laughing my ass off and that shit.
Bob, I'm kidding.
I don't know.
Bob, I recently heard Bob.
Raviolis,
Bob, I recently heard. Do you hear me talking? Bob, I recently heard I won't say even who it was about. I heard you. I never heard Bob's podcast. I don't know how to use podcast shit. But somebody sent me you really railing on someone in show business, and I never heard that kind of anger. Where does that come from?
No, if you every one of my shows are like that, dude. You know me how long? When I go on the radio.
Well, you just asked a question. Immediately went into when you were on the radio. No, you said you know me how long? When I go into
when I do anything on Twitter or whatever, I go into that character that I am. I'm not.
So that's a character you're doing, or what? What are you doing?
Yes, basically, I'm just this fucking crazy motherfucker and that shit. You know me off air. I'm
unfortunately,
the nice guy.
It cost me $80,000.
You know?
No, I don't know. What are you talking about?
No, I'm just saying. Yeah,
I recently heard. I never heard you this angry, and I got to tell you, of course, it's entertaining, but. It was very angry. My God, you know what I'm talking about, Dan?
Yes, I know.
Yeah, of course. Yes. Let's calm down.
We actually heard two.
Let's calm down.
One of them was the butchering
Let's
of my...
calm down.
One of them was the butchering of my swimming naked story that you completely got wrong.
Let's calm
I
down.
didn't go to a private Catholic school.
Okay, but that's our opinion.
No, well, opinions can get you sued. Let's calm down, first of all.
I don't give a fuck.
Well, about what?
No, I mean, the Dan thing was hilarious. It was
Well, on my show it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was on ours. I mean, it was just like we never heard of anything like that.
No, but I know, but I covered it on my show, I feel.
Yeah,
Right.
and I was there. So
well, that's what I mean. So, why move on? I'm kidding around, Bob. Jesus, listen to the silence.
No.
No, what? Everything starts with no, or
Jesus
you know what
Christ,
I mean?
you sound like a fucking grizzly bear in a fucking garbage can. You eating when I'm trying to talk.
I'm not eating. I'm smoking. What does that have to do with it? You know, as a matter of fact, now you bring that up, Dan, hand me the raviolis.
Dan ate your raviolis already, so fuck.
Listen, I think what I heard the other day, you got to calm down. All right, you got to calm down.
I did not do anything that I would not do on the radio.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
What I do on my show is basically I'm that guy. I'm the maniac on the show.
Well, I don't understand what you're saying. Are you doing a character?
Yeah, of course I'm building
Like
up
Stephen
character.
Colbert? You know what I mean? Like he said he's doing a character.
Well, me, you know me off the air. I'm not like that.
Well, what do you... Okay.
You know?
But no, I feel we're sort of the same guy. You know, I mean, on or off the air.
Yeah, me and you are very similar on and off the air.
That's what's
you know?
fun about doing it.
You know?
Dan, what are you doing? Just don't eat it. Just bring it over to me. Don't eat it? Yeah. What is that, steak? I love cold steak. That raviolis, I love cold raviolis. You can put it in a microwave like a Chicago. You are so Chicago Italian.
You hit him in the microwave.
Listen, look how mad he gets. You know, everybody's so sensitive. I'm getting out of here, man. Dan, take the apartment. What are you so fucking sensitive?
Apartment.
Honestly, he's so sensitive.
Artie, you can move in here.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. You know how much Levy hates his dog, by the way? They're talking to Levy on the phone when he's home is like this. You just hear blah, blah, like slowly barking in the back. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. You know, I'm trying. Shut the fuck up!
Get on the fucking couch.
Why do you have a fucking dog if you do that? The contrast between you and Dan. That's you, and then here's Dan. Yeah, Artie, you can go. How's you doing? How's my little guy doing? How's my little guy doing? I'm like, Dan, did you break up with your partner? How's my little guy doing? And then Levy's like, yeah. Shut up! You fucking dog fag!
You dog fag.
How's my little guy doing?
No, when I yell at the dog, he
was
goes
Uncle
back
Dan,
on the couch.
was Uncle
Because when I'm
Dan
on the
too?
phone, the
Yeah,
dog
Bob,
gets
stop
jealous.
talking, please. Bob, stop talking. Jesus.
What?
I'm trying to do a bit. Shut up.
Well, I'm
You're
trying
like
to
my
do
dog.
one,
You're
too.
like my dog. Yeah, I stopped talking, then you can do yours.
All right. I started before
Right,
you.
whatever. Jesus. You know, but Dan's like, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Was Uncle Danny too hard when he shoved his penis into your ear? And then Uncle Bob's like, shut the fuck up. Was I too hard when I fucked your ass? So you're both fucking the dog, but my point is Dan is gentle. Do you think there's homophobic shit in the animal kingdom, Dan? I mean, without you forcing it? Do you think a dog would normally have sex with a guy if you didn't force yourself? But why do you think that is? And what do you think a dog responds? There's a question. What do you think a dog responds to more? The way Levy screams at him, or the way you?
That's a good question.
The way you fag it up. Well, does your dog respond to you when you ask it after that? Like you go, "Who's my guy?" Like something like that?
No, you don't talk to a dog like that.
Well,
man.
that's how he talks. I mean, you talk like a manly thing.
Yeah, it's like you gotta show him, who's the leader of the pack.
Now, do you
can't-
burn what leader of the pack of cigarettes that you light and burn them with?
You know,
do
you
you
can't-
burn
you
them? Do
can't
you burn
treat
your
him
dog
like-
with a cigarette?
You're another bitch.
Well, do you burn your dog with a cigarette? Have you ever done that? With Dominic. Dominic's like, he does with me.
He knows.
No, I would never do it. I love my fucking dogs, but if I'm on the phone and they start barking for no reason because they're jealous, I just yell at
Jealous
them.
of what? The
I
guy
yell
on
at
the phone?
dog, he goes on the couch.
What are they jealous of? That you have a phone? What are they jealous of?
They because I'm not paying attention to them. So
You think they want them to?
So the black dog starts barking, and I say, "Just get on the couch." And when I say
Is that a racial thing because of the black dog?
No,
Dog, what's going on?
no, it's not. I'm just saying that the dog is that color.
Yeah.
He's a black lab. That's why.
Right.
So when he gets out of line, when he starts barking, I have to say, "Get on the fucking couch now! Fucking get on the couch and fucking sit there."
It's terrible.
And the dog sits there.
So you don't think when Danny goes, "Who wants a biscuit shaped like my penis?" You don't think when Danny goes low, like Michelle Obama, when the dog goes low, Danny goes high.
No, that's.
He doesn't even know what I'm talking about. What do you? So you think the way Dan responds to it's wrong?
No, definitely. It's like dogophile. You know, it's really creepy, and you know what I mean. You don't talk to a dog like that.
Let me give you another. If the dog could have a choice, who would it leave first? Like if a dog could, would it leave you or Danny?
It would leave Dan because it has no respect for him.
Okay, because Dan's like a sycophant.
Yeah, he's basically like the bitch out of the thing. I'm the boss, and the dog understands.
Dan, your thoughts? What do you think?
Until the dog realizes Dan has a job and Bob doesn't.
Oh God! You know what? You're not the Obamas. He went low, you went high. He went high, you went low. First of all, Levy has a job. Levy has made for the last 30 years a lot of money as a stand-up comedian. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and my dog's black, so fuck him.
Uh-huh. What does that mean?
He doesn't have a job.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh God!
What about your hair? Your hair's black.
Well, no, it's kind of gray again.
I do. That's good. You're like Paul Manafort.
Hey, man, I like to fuck around,
You know,
I
you
just
know
have
Paul-
good
do you-
time,
you know
mate. That's
Paul
why
Manafort?
I like hanging out with my son. That's
Do you
why-
do you know who Paul Manafort is?
What?
Do you know who Paul Manafort is?
No.
Oh man!
Well, I'm just saying. I used a reference there. I don't know if you know. That was a dumb on my part. All right. Yeah. Are we on?
Yes.
Dan?
Bob.
Yes.
Bob.
Yeah.
What
Yes.
happened? You froze?
Yeah.
Yeah, the computer sucks.
No, it doesn't.
How long? When's the last time you got a new computer?
No, this is a new computer. Sometimes a lot of people are out.
Dom, is it a new computer?
Yeah.
Dom?
Dom, is it a new computer?
Yeah, I mean it's like 2 years old?
No. I had it
Yeah,
redone.
computers don't change a lot in 2 years. He had it redone. What does that mean? Carpeting?
If you're 56 years old, you get a heart surgery, you're still 56. If
No.
you get a computer refixed, it's still the age it was.
No, I had the whole fucking thing done over. He took out the whole hard drive. Don't you remember your little fucking punk friend who fucking ripped me off?
Well, good for him. He got the money from you.
Yeah, good for him. Meet him at the park.
So, Dan, what would you assess from this? Is it a new computer?
No, it's a rebuilt
not a new
one.
computer.
I'm going with Dom on this one.
Yeah. I'm always right.
It's not a new computer, Bob.
It's new.
It got redone, as you say, by his little punk friend.
The kid's like 15, and it's not really redone if you have like someone 15.
The kid's 15.
Well, you're the fucking one that told me he was a genius.
Right.
You're the one who
Wait, is the kid
said, "Oh, you
15?
can fix like the keys," and you're like, "Oh my god, he's a fucking genius!
Is
Fuck,
the-
get him over here now."
Wait, is the kid 15?
Well, if anyone can get the cum off the keys of my keyboard, they're a fucking genius.
Is that where you fucked the kid?
Oh God!
You know?
Is that how you paid him?
Yeah. Yeah. Keep the cum, leave the cannoli.
Ghostbusters.
Oh, but you know, hey, look, it's new. It sounds good, and it's a job, and we do our show on here, and we don't have a problem. You know, sometimes.
Did you mean when it freezes? That means the cum dried?
Yes. It depends what day it is. I don't know. You know,
Bob, it's a very sad situation. How much you need? I'll buy a computer. How much is it?
No, it's fine. It's new again.
Dom, is it fine?
It's fine. It went out.
Dom, how old is the kid who fixed it? The genius.
He's younger than me. He's like,
You said he was a fucking genius, and the fucking guy erased my Adobe Audition.
I said to him, I said to you, Dad. I said, Like, oh, fucking here, give him my money, and then fucking your thing's broken. You're like, I wonder why it's fucking broken.
A
It's
peek
fucking 5 people working on the
inside.
computer.
Well,
What the fuck?
you're the fucking one that brought this fuck. If you didn't bring this fucking kid up, I'd have Adobe Edition, you fuck.
A
Your
peek
computer
inside
sucks
Levy's
for
world.
What he did.
Listen to me, you fuck. You're lucky you know me.
Yeah, you're my
You're talking
father.
about your son.
Look, he's got it fucking good. We fucking write hit songs and we're fucking kicking ass.
What? You write hit songs.
Yeah. Dom played the instruments in almost that whole that war song. The fight has just begun. I mean, he basically arranged the whole thing. It's fucking amazing for one person to do that. You don't see that now, really.
I'm not denying it's talented, but a hit song is.
Yeah, you want to hear it?
I heard it.
All right, you don't want to hear it?
No. Oh wait, no, wait. What song?
What?
What song?
The fight has just begun.
Oh yeah, play it, Gad. You want to play? Yeah, play it. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's for the troops and the vets.
Well, play it.
Okay.
You gonna play it right now?
Right
Did
now.
the computer freeze?
Here we go.
Made a choice at an early age to follow the footsteps of the strong and brave, to keep us safe from shore to shore. It makes us love them more and more. They fight for the country of the red, white, and blue, protecting us from all the horrors that ensue. They're trying their best just to fit right in. Their minds are the same, they feel closed in. The fight has just begun. You're not the only one, yeah. The fight has just begun for our daughters and our sons, yeah, yeah. Where you gonna run? Yeah, the fight has just begun. Sit in their house all alone, waiting for a ring on the telephone. The days are empty and they got no rest, missing the life that they have left. They reach out to family to please help me. No one understands what happened, you see. My friends who fought for this country are the only ones who understand the horror called me. Fight has just begun. You're not the only one. Fight has just begun for our daughters and our sons. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Where you gonna run? Yeah, the fight has just begun. Nowhere to go now, nothing's the same. Can't get no help, I'm the only one they blame. No one to stop me, this country is robbing. I feel beaten, life's just Made a choice at an early age to follow the footsteps of the strong and brave. They keep us safe from shore to shore, and it makes us love them more.
So how many guys are in that band?
We have 3 people, but in the recording that we have, it's only me that's playing on there because Billy, the guitar player and singer, wasn't doing too well, so he couldn't play on it.
Why? What happened to him?
I don't know. We weren't talking to him that much, and there was no communication.
Well, I don't get it. Explain to me the world of recording a song, because I'm fascinated by that. I mean, I have zero understanding and ability, and I respect it so much because I'm such a big music fan. What does that mean? You record? How long does it take to record a song? What are the moving parts?
It took us about 6 hours to get it together because we started off doing just a regular rhythm guitar part with the drums.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, we put the bass track on there, and then we just did guitar overdubs. And then, you just keep going, you keep getting all the little mistakes out of there.
So if I went to see you guys in concert and you just did that song, it'd be a 6-hour concert?
No.
I'm busting your chops, of course.
Yeah,
Now, listen, it sounds like you guys are, I mean, obviously what I saw, Bob's, son Dominic, for you fans, being introduced to him for the first time. You're 14?
I'm 17.
17, of course. But no, you guys are good at what you do. I mean, that's great. I mean, it's hard to do. I mean, playing instruments on that, and you got a single out that anyone who hears it knows that you guys can play fucking music. That's hard. So now, what's the next move with this?
We're gonna keep pushing this. We're giving 100% of the money from it to the vets, and we're just gonna keep putting songs out.
We have 7 other ones to go.
Now, what is the accumulation you've given the vets so far? Give me a number.
We get it. We get the numbers every 3 months. So the song hasn't been out for 3. It's almost out for 3 months. So the first set comes in.
What are you predicting?
Because it's on iTunes. It's on Amazon.
You said your number 89,000 on iTunes.
Right. Yeah. Right now we're at 99, but it's almost 100,000. But it's going
it moves up, and we've been to about 2,000 at one point. We were at 1,000.
Yeah, like tonight, it'll move down to probably about 8,000 within an hour.
Why? Why does that move up that quick?
Because you can see the numbers underneath. It says.
Why is that? That's crazy. Why? So you look at it and you just watch the numbers go up.
Yeah. When the numbers go up, that's not good. But when I see it says 9,444 MP3 downloads and songs and alternative rock, and it says 21,130.
Is that what it is? Alternative rock?
No, it's under both of them.
Both what and what? Alternative rock and what?
And
rock.
It's selling under both of those things, and since the different categories are all in different ranks because there's less songs on one thing. So one rank would have a good number, I don't know, something in the low thousands, but then you have something else in another genre that's in the higher thousands.
Genre. Now, what do you? So now you were gonna. What's the other genre? I mean, how many can you put it in and continue to make money with it? What genre would you put it in besides alternative rock or
You can put it in this. If something sounds a little country, you can put it in there with rock. It depends on the song because most of the songs that we put together, it's not like you're going to say, oh, this is the same band. You're going to hear a different kind of style,
different genres of music that I'm into. I'm in this. When I first started playing bass, I was in harder rock, and I got into blues music, southern rock, and all that. So it's just right now I'm in jazz, but I know jazz doesn't sell that well, so I kind of just
jazz
together.
Now, what jazz do you like playing? That's interesting. I mean, that's you got to have a good understanding of music.
Yeah, I love Weather Report. That's the greatest bass player I ever lived at was named Jaco Pastorius, played in Weather Report.
Who?
Jaco Pastorius.
Oh, Jaco Pastorius. Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah, he's
the guy that killed that woman in Australia or whatever?
Yeah. You're talking about Vinny Pastore.
Yeah. Now, actually, Dom did America the Beautiful, like Jocko, at his school. Yeah, and the place went nuts.
Yeah, because he killed his wife.
Yeah.
Now, wait a minute. So, hang on a second. So, you're rubbing elbows with some pretty substantial people in that world. Like what, you know, I got to assume that these guys are hard to get in touch with in the jazz world. But if they have a name, they're traveling with the world, and you get, I don't know, some recognition in that, I'm sure he's ecstatic.
Yeah, I mean, jazz is a really, you know, because there's jazz musicians who are amazing, but they'll never be known because jazz will never go mainstream. You're never going to put on the pop station and hear, like, you know, Birdland by Weather Report.
Why?
It just, I don't know, people, I guess people, like, who don't play, when they hear it, it just sounds like, not gibberish, but it's stuff like, you know, they don't hear lyrics that are catchy. It's just,
now, Birdland, of course, reference to Charlie Parker, who was Bird. Do you know that history?
No, not that much.
Do you know what Birdland do you know what that is?
No, I just know it's
do you know who Bird was?
What was that?
Do you know who Bird was?
No, I don't, sadly. Sorry.
Bird was a guy named Charlie Parker who was known as the greatest saxophone player ever in the history of jazz by a lot of people. He and Dizzy Gillespie, who was a trumpet player, are known for starting a type of music called bebop, which was a very radical sort of rebellious change in regular jazz music. Like you had Louis Armstrong and you had Duke Ellington, and they represented sort of like your mother and father's jazz in the early 40s. And then what happened was the war came, those guys went to the war, and because they were junkies, in Charlie Parker's case, Charlie Parker was a bad heroin addict, he couldn't go to the war, and he stayed in New York, and him and Dizzy Gillespie, who was not a junkie but was 4F for some reason, didn't go to war. He played jazz and took over the music with young people. It's hard to explain, but they were the rock and roll right before rock and roll happened. And it became so popular with a movement that they took it over and started making money. When they got back from the war, they were looked at as rebels, Bird. He was called Bird because he's from Kansas City, and he used to hang out in his backyard. They used to call him a yard bird because he was like a young kid in Kansas City on a farm. And they changed it to Bird, and that's what he called himself going into New York. And, you know, look, you're a musician. You should really listen to Bird, Dominic, because maybe you'll understand better than I. I love the doc. I'm a guy, like, he's a guy, I love hearing about his life more than the music. But what bebop was they said, like a revolution in the music. And I don't have a musical ear. I listened to it, and they explained why it was a revolution, and it sounds very nice to me, but I don't get it because I'm not a musician. Maybe you can, but they talk about him like Branford Marsalis. You know those kids, the two brothers, right? You know them.
Yeah, I think so.
You don't know the Marsalis brothers either?
No, I mean, I listen more to jazz fusion type of stuff, you know, Stanley Clarke stuff.
Right, but I mean, jazz. I mean, the Marsalis brothers are absolutely, if you, you know, when Jay Leno started on the Tonight Show, Branford Marsalis was his band leader because he was so popular. He brought jazz to mainstream. So if you listen to them, it just sort of bridges the gap a little bit more between. They tried to make jazz mainstream in the early '90s and it just didn't work. Because you're right, what you just said is very right. It never will be because people don't hear the lyrics and it'll never happen. But it came close to in that era. And in that time, Jay Leno tried to make him his band leader, and it didn't work. You know why? Because Branford Marsalis got bored as a jazz player, and Leno's audience didn't get it, and he left for the other kid, Kevin, whatever the kid's name was assistant in the fucking band, and he went on to play jazz the way he liked to play it. You couldn't do it. And if you watch any documentary on it, it's very, very interesting. Very, very fascinating. So the fact that you're into that's very impressive, which means you know music. But you should. I know you're young. You should listen to all of the Marsalis stuff. But please, if you say you like jazz and you're serious about it, listen to Charlie Parker, man.
Oh, I do know.
Birdland is Charlie Parker. That's what they're talking about. They named a club in New York City, Birdland. It's still there, as a matter of fact. There's still a club called Birdland, New York. Wow. It's named after Charlie Parker, who died, by the way. And I'll end with this because it can be kind of boring. But you brought it up. That's why I'm saying it. Charlie Parker died in 1955. He was 34 years old. His liver gave out. And he just, the doctor said he was so run out from the road and heroin and booze. And when he couldn't get heroin in Los Angeles, he drank he drank basically a gallon of whiskey a day to compensate. And he was so run out in New York City, they found him in an apartment at 34 years old. He just stopped living. The doctor and the coroner both agreed, not knowing him, that he was 72 years old. That's what they said he was. for being run out. Dizzy Gillespie, on the other hand, now, do you know what Dizzy Gillespie is?
Yeah.
Do you know him?
Yeah, the horn player.
Yeah.
Sure, but okay, he's the guy who became famous for his cheeks get really crazy big when he blows a horn. Entertaining guy. He was not a junkie. He went on to play and teach classes and stuff, become like this beloved figure in jazz, and lived till a ripe old age. I think he might still be alive, Dizzy Gillespie.
No, I think he might have passed.
Did he just die? Danny, can you get that easily?
He passed early 90s.
He did. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So he went on to live a great life. And I'm sure he, he stayed friendly with Charlie Parker. They stayed friends, but he didn't have what his friend had, that horrible addiction. But it's funny you're into that music, Dom. It's cool that you are. It really is. So check out some of Charlie Parker, and check out some of Charlie Parker and Dizzy Gillespie. I'll give you an album, Charlie Parker with Strings. It's a very low-key thing, but it's phenomenal. The pain in his horn, you can feel like the blues coming out of him. You really can. And you could anything by Dizzy Gillespie. Salt and Peanuts is a great one that they played during the war. So check it out. But this is great. So when are we going to hear the second song from you guys?
We want to go in the studio soon, but we're right now we just got finished getting all the songs together. We have about 9 or 10 songs that we've written, and they're all together now. They're all composed and all that. We're just getting all the ideas that we have in them. And then we're going to go in the studio, hopefully, within this month or even the next month.
Right.
And then, just keep on going from there, hopefully start playing gigs and all that. And
well, that's good. It'll be fun. Now, Bob, are you going to be on the gigs?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
good.
Yeah, so it's going to be pretty cool. We have somebody that's booking us now.
Who's booking you for music?
Music and comedy, but it's a package.
Who?
You know what? He just we just got him yesterday. He's on my website. This guy Paul from LA, and they're actually coming up with good money, and these kids are going to be making good money.
Are you psyched to play that, Dom? I mean, it's going to be fun, right? I mean, how many kids in the band? I mean, you got to split it, though. I mean, how many kids?
There's only three.
There's three. There's me, Billy Thoden, and with the drummer, we're still thinking of who we're going to have on drums, but we have a lot of people who are very talented that we want to use.
Yeah, the way it looks right now, they would make probably $500 a night.
Wow. Bob, what are you pulling down?
What?
What are you pulling down? A night.
He's saying, what are you pulling for that?
What am I pulling for that?
You're giving your kids, giving you all three. They have to split them. Have to split 500.
No, they get.
And you get $4,000.
They get 500 each, and
They do. That's good. That's great money.
Yeah.
Bob,
Yeah.
I tell you what about your father, Dom. Yeah. All kidding aside, this guy is the most generous guy I ever worked with, and I'm not even kidding. I've worked with the biggest bookers in the world because these agents in Hollywood who with the Stern stuff they try to book you and everything. I never was treated better by anybody than your father. Your father is, and you should know this about your dad. I like talking to sons about their dads because they should know this. Your father's an honest guy, and he got me. He never lied to me, and the money went up. If anything, a lot of these promoters will come to you, especially with someone like me who they think they can rip you off because you don't know what you're making. Yeah. And Bob, if the number changed, it was because it was more money. And I know how easily people like your father could just have not given me the extra money and never told me. There's no way I could ever know. And that's a great thing. That's a rare thing. So your father's a good man.
Yeah, that's why that's why I'm glad I'm working with them and I'm pushing. The people that are booking.
Yeah.
If they want to take over, they got to do a better job than me. Right. And
listen, that's true, Don. Too. You'll be getting spoiled with your dad with the way people are, and you got to make sure you stay on top of it. There's a lot of con men. You get ripped off a lot if you don't stay on top of it, man.
Yeah, I mean, for kids, they're pretty crazy. They don't take shit. My son's kind of like me. If somebody fucks with him, he wants to.
All right, well, look, don't get in trouble here, please.
No. I keep him out of it. Believe me, that's why I stay here because I know without me, he basically is me. And but like with the music,
that's the worst thing I've ever heard.
No, but with the music,
no, I'm kidding.
When you hear these other original songs, you're gonna be like,
now when are they available?
They're gonna be available in about 2 months.
Music is very difficult to pump out that kind of output.
Yeah. It's very hard. I mean, it's really fun to do actually too, is because I write all the music. So I'll come in I'll go over to my dad's house with some music. And my dad writes words all the time. He has 8 or 9 composition books of just songs that he thinks of, and we kind of just put them together and all that. And every song is a singular thing, so we work on each song singularly until it becomes something that's something that you can feel when you listen to the song.
Wow. And it's all about feelings. It's not just words that rhyme.
Because all pop music, I feel like you can't really feel it. I love the kind of songs where if you listen to it kind of just pulls you back, and you're like, oh my gosh, this.
And it means whatever it wants to mean to you. It's not, you know what I mean? It can mean.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's the key to get the crowd, to get your fans, is for them to go, hey, this song means this to me. This means that to me. If everybody, these pop songs are just horse shit, and it's time that they blow, them away and show them that, rock is back, and people that can play instruments, because they've learned from, like Chuck Berry and like shit like that too. A lot of that.
Things like what, Bob?
From Chuck Berry and that shit.
Chuck Berry's hard to figure out, though.
No.
I don't know. I mean, we all just everyone in the band.
No, I mean, like all the stuff that they they know old school shit. So you know what I mean. They learned like how everyone else learned from like Zeppelin, the old
Billy Thoden, the guitar player. He started playing harmonica first. Played harmonica a lot. Then he got into playing guitar, and he studied a lot of different blues guitar players. And his 2 favorite guitar players, of course, are Stevie Ray Vaughan and Jimi Hendrix. Because they're 2 of the best probably guitar players out there, and they're similar in their own ways. But me, I kind of studied a lot of just rock bass players like John Entwistle, Jack Bruce from Cream, of course Jaco Pastorius, so I was saying, and just so Pino Palladino, he's a jazz musician.
Well, anything else you want to plug before we gotta get rolling? I gotta get up. My mother's gotta go in the hospital now.
I hope she's okay, man. She's a good woman. I'm just going to be in Atlantic City on Saturday night. Go to RevBobLevy.com and pick up the song on Amazon.
iTunes, too.
And iTunes.
Fight Has Just Begun by Black Shelter.
Yes.
And then if you want to more updates on music stuff, you can follow me on Twitter at Levy_Dom. And that's basically it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And you guys have fun. Thanks.
All right, well, wish me luck tomorrow.
You got it, man.
All right.
My mom's going to the hospital, so I'm preoccupied.
Yeah. All right. I'll talk to you tomorrow, bro.
Thanks for being compassionate about my mom. She'll be fine. Bye.
The Artie Lang Uncensored Podcast at artiequitter.com.